in the northern sky. Catharian life code. Desert night. Coyotes feel the cold wave of the dark. Red eyes east through the past nocturnal landscape. A strong light, the only night. This is where he made sculptures from the visions that created the force. Baphomet in steel for the flesh of Cain, a throne made by remains of 12 holy disciples. New disciples rose one by one, 10 by 10, all met under the desert moonlight. Knowledge fired across the landscape, sparks that mixed with coyote eyes, diabolic forces in a ceremonial union, and each beast of the land took its own way in living the 7 forbidden things were eternally discredited. Catharia was built, world without end. In the shadow of the horns, face of the goat in the mirror, eyes burn like an October sunrise as once they gazed upon the hillside, searching for the memories. In the shadow of the horns, only seen by the kings, of the dawn of the first millennium upon the thrones. In the shadow of the horns, cleansed like the air in the night, world without end. We've become a race of the cursed seeds for 5 unit forces in the eternal dawn, the kings that held their heads high. The triumph of chaos has guided our path. We circles the holy Sinai, and our source gave wings. Invisible force of our abyssic hate, our seeds boil as we gaze upon the new millennium. Weeping by the graves of the glorious ones, so the hardened frost melts away. Clouds gather across a freezing moon. I kiss the goat. Witchcraft still breathes. Paragon Belial. I lay enshrined, contaminated time warp. My flesh yearns for the tomb world. My soul like layers of frost, simulating a spectre shadow, frozen in time and space. I was hacked out of ice. Faded am I behind the wall of consciousness, still feeling a different world surround me. Chilling voices fill my head. I open my eyes. The boiling sea beneath the castle of Faust Belial finally comes forth. The ancient white lies greetings were just lying men on their pens. You are the same, only in black. Return with the knowledge of making your own god. Dream king of the tomb world, I enter into an eternal oath. Create my paragon Belial. Where cold winds blow. Where cold winds blow, I was laid to rest. I cannot reach my rusty weapons. The blood and sword that guided my path for they drown in the sands of wisdom. I was indeed a king of the flesh. My blackened edges, still they were sharp, honored by the carnal heads, but asked through. Closed are the gates. My man cut my winged weapons and teeth, that was my pride, and from the forest all will hear. Wisdom opens the gate for the king. My weapons sighted, my tears they tasted. Summon my warriors to the land of desire, to the domain of hate, where cold winds blew. For lust, for hell, we rode with the north wind. Only I could accomplish a fucking self-deceit. There are only 2 paths, the mind or the sword, and the mind was open like the sides in a dream. But the sword was like a stone around my neck. I entered the soul of the snake ablaze in the northern sky. Here a haunting chant, lying in the northern wind, as the sky turns black, clouds of melancholy, rave the beams of a devoid dying sun, and the distant fog approaches. Coven of forgotten delight, here the pride of a northern storm, triumphant sight of a northern sky, where the days are dark and night the same. Moonlight drank the blood of 1,000 pagan men. It took 10 times of 100 years before the king of the northern throne was brought tales of the crucified one. Coven of renewed delight. 1,000 years have passed since then, years of lost pride and lust. Souls of blasphemy, hear a haunting chant. We are ablaze in the northern sky. The next 1,000 years are ours. The pagan winter. Hornet master of endless time, summon thy holy disciples, trained for centuries to come, gather on the highest mountain, united by hatred, the final superjoined ritual. This, the pagan winter, kept for the obscure ones. Candleless hold the only light, set on hiding fear. For this eternal winter, a new god ruled the sky. The million hands of joy have something holy to burn. From the top of the world, one could see the white light servants flee, engulfed in an infernal cyclone created by our blasphemy. Religious bodies crossed the sky. The vision was our wine, roar of fire, feeble fools into the furnace fire. This was a blaze in the northern sky.